Today, we send a message to the world. We hope the people of the United States of America stand united as a community and a nation celebrating democracy in the land of the free and the home of the brave. Singing of God Bless America with Caldwell choir members Alina Milstead, Ashley Lemon, and Ron McConnell. As we struggle with returning to our normal everyday lives, please enjoy tonight's game.
folks, it's not often when you can come into a visiting team's facility and before the game ever starts, get a standing ovation from both the visiting crowd and the opponent's crowd. And that's what you've seen and heard here tonight. The tribute by the Seminoles. And now, though, it's time to try to get back to normalcy here. We're going to play a little bit of football tonight from the Noble County Fairgrounds in Caldwell. The Monroe Central Seminoles will oppose the Caldwell Redskins. This is Jeff Stevens along with Dale Eddy and Joe Eddy, and maybe we'll get a partner up here in a little while too. But we're going to bring you some football tonight as the Seminoles will try to extend, their good early season play against a team in Caldwell that has struggled in the early going with an 0-3 record. But in this game of football, you just never know. The Seminoles will kick off to start the game, so Caldwell will get the ball first. So we'll get to see, what is supposed to be a couple of real good backs for the Redskins, and Ryan Demmerling, number 33 in particular, that has some good speed. T.J. Stevens will kick off here for the Seminoles, and we'll be underway here just momentarily.
Well, Coach, that was quite a presentation.
By the folks here in call. Demmerling will be back near his own goal line to take the kickoff, try to give ground to the left, and be brought down by Chris Yoho as he is not able to get back to the 20-yard line. And I think we may have found right there, Dale, on the opening kickoff, we found one of those poles already that's going to be in our way here during the course of the evening. But, excellent kickoff by Stevens and real good coverage as we've seen quite a bit this year by the Seminoles with Yoho making the tackle at the 18-yard line.
And the Redskins have a cannon in use at the kickoff, which was kind of interesting.
Their quarterback is number 19, Robbie Clark, a 5'10", 160-pound junior. Caldwell Redskins all in red. Clark wants to throw on first down. We'll go to Demmerling. Short gain to Demmerling. He'll be wrapped up by Sam Miller. Sam Miller back a little bit more action this week after sitting out part of last week's game. Put the ball at the 22-yard line, a 4-yard pickup. We're not real sure, what the status of Adam Conrad will be tonight, because Adam sat out last week's game. Adam said this week he was ready to play, but I'm not sure he was going to be able to convince some other people of that. Second down and 6. They'll give to number 44. That is Reed. He'll be across the 25-yard line. Eric Brown will force him out of bounds on the far side. They'll bring the ball back in about the 26-yard line.
Going to bring up third and short here, 3rd and 2.
Well, from a Monroe Central standpoint, as well as they have done the first 2 weeks, you don't want a team that has struggled offensively like Caldwell with an 0-3 record to come out and move the ball the first time. So this will be a very key 3rd down play. And they'll give it to Reed again.
He's got first down.
He'll get to the 34-yard line, and it will be a first down.
Pretty nice hole on the left side of the line.
With the exception of Conrad not being there, it's basically the same defense we've seen all year. They'll toss it to Demmerling. His first carry. Break away from one tackle, then be forced out of bounds. And they'll take some benches out on the sideline there. Aaron Cease helped make the play. But Demmerling will get about 3 yards on his first carry. But along that front line, we see T.J. Stevens, Randall Seifert, Nate Schauber, Aaron Cease, Dan Miller, along with Christopher Wilson, Sam Miller, Gabe Gordon, Chris Yoho, Josh Ishii, and Eric Brown. Clark will roll to the right. Out for the flat, intended for number 44, Reed. He was open, but overthrown. Seminoles will try to make a play here on third down and force Caldwell into that punting situation, and where they can get the offense on the field that has been exceptional the last 2 weeks in particular. We'll see if the ground game is still there from last week. 3rd and 7. They'll give a little reverse action to Demmerling. He'll be short of the first down. Cease on the tackle. He'll get about 5 yards. They'll bring up 4th and 2. And first-year head coach Josh Perkins of Caldwell has opted to punt the ball away. And Demmerling will be the punter. Or excuse me, that's number 13, not 33, but 13, Derek Sidwell. Ishii and Brown deep. A very nice punt by Sidwell. Ishii will fair catch it at the 28-yard line. And that's where Monroe Central will start their first drive from their own 28-yard line. Seminole center will be number 50, John Michael Spielman. He'll be joined along the front line by number 51, T.J. Stevens, number 64, Tyler Shoemaker, number 70, Randall Seifert, number 55, Nate Schauber, and number 85, Dan Miller. Quarterback number 7 is Michael George. He'll toss to the left to Wilson. Get a little block out there from Brown and get across the 35. About 6 yards. Also in the backfield we have Gabe Gordon, number 44, and receiver number 11, Josh Ishii, and Eric Brown. Sam Miller and Aaron Cease will come in with the play. The ball just across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Make it a 7-yard pickup.
Pretty nice pickup for Wilson on a play that looked like it was caught in the backfield.
Wilson once again, he'll have his first down across the 40 at about the 41-yard line.
No lack of enthusiasm.
Well, I'm not sure what you said after that last play, Dale, but I didn't hear a word of it. Second back is Wilson. Running room. Lots of running room. Across midfield, 45-yard line, and Caldwell territory.
Some really nice open field running by Christopher Wilson.
Well, we've heard Coach Acosta talk in the past that Christopher Wilson does not have blazing speed, but it's better than average speed, but he really runs to the line of scrimmage and hits the hole well, and once he got into the secondary there, he turned that into a real nice game.
Quick hitter, straight up.
This will be Gabe Gordon with his first carry.
5 possibly.
4, nearly 5 yards it looks like on first down.
As Coach says, running like a fullback.
And I think, a lot of people don't realize, how big of an adjustment that is. When Gabe Gordon has always been through junior high as more of a halfback, and it's a different type of running at the fullback position. But he's learning as he goes. He's just a sophomore and is getting better every week. On the ground once again.
Man through.
This is Wilson. Lots of running room across the 30, struggling down near the 25-yard line. Another first down. Give Christopher Wilson 15 yards.
Christopher continuing to rack up the yardage. He has been impressive. I'm really pleased to see him doing so well. Such a nice kid
And
a young man.
4 carries for 41 yards here on this first drive. Monroe Central 3 first downs. And 5 plays all on the ground. Once again,
Straight up Gordon.
Inside the 10.
Got the 8-yard, 7-yard line. I can hear the calculator going. Coach is figuring this out.
Trying to see the line. They're about 17 yards for Gordon. My problem part of time after the play's over, trying to get back and remember where the play started from. But it's the first and goal, the ball at the 9-yard line.
Andy would say that's what my stats say.
Wilson, again, the offensive line surges forward inside the 5, probably near the 3. We'll see where they mark it. Put it down closer to the 4 probably, so give Christopher Wilson 5 yards.
Still with 6:50 remaining in this first quarter. Get a score here, get on top early.
In this type of game where you're playing somebody that has a lesser record, you really, even more so, want to get on the board early.
That's not what we wanted there. Flag from the
lines judge on the near side. And no reaction yet from players or officials. And a dead ball call will be an encroachment call against Caldwell. Against their defense. That will cost them about 2 yards on the game's first penalty. That will make it second and goal now at the 2-yard line. And when you struggle offensively and defensively, but especially defensively like Caldwell has and giving up over 40 points a game, you hate to give away free yardage also. And the pole's right in front of me, and we're going to get another one. And this one may go the other direction.
May give that back plus some yardage.
Looks like some movement. Well, I stand corrected. And what that very likely is, I didn't see movement, is someone lining up in the neutral zone. So move it now down to the 1-yard line. Of course, I can't see with this pole right in front of me.
Gordon.
Straight up. Gabe Gordon will finish the job. Yes, touchdown. Gabe Gordon on a 1-yard run. So it's 6:07 remaining in period number 1. Seminoles go on top, 6-0.
Number 7 sitting there changing shoes here. 5 for 5 last week. See if they can continue that mark.
An excellent job last week.
It's been a pleasant change here to have a...
And got a lot of practice changing that shoe last week, so a little smoother here on the first effort this week. Josh Ishii will hold. Snap is good. The kick is wide right.
Wide. Yep.
No good.
Always feel like I jinxed him there. I shouldn't have said anything.
Well, but we'll take that opening drive of 72 yards. 8 plays to go, 72 yards. Seminoles on top, 6-0. And that's really what you like to see out of the offense to start this game, is to move the ball downfield and basically do what you want offensively the first time you have the ball. Now next time, work on some other things. I mentioned Adam Conrad earlier. He's feeling a lot better. He said he was ready to play. But in a game like this where you should be able to go things as tough as it is for the young man to stand on the sideline and watch, I think you're going to need him a lot more the next 4 weeks.
No, exactly.
Or next 6 weeks, really. But the next 4 weeks will be very difficult. So 33 Demmerling and 27 Yoss are deep. Woodsford area people may recognize that name, Evan Yoss, as a nephew of Dick Yoss and family. Gary, a Woodsfield graduate, lives in Caldwell now, and number 27, Evan Yoss, is Gary's son. One of several Monroe County influences down here in the Caldwell school system.
On the staff, coaching staff.
Stevens is kicked, line drive. They'll hit Demmerling on the short hop, about the 9. Gets behind his wall. He'll be hit and brought down. Aaron Cease, right through that wall and makes the play. But you mentioned there, Caldwell's coaching staff includes Dalton Summers and Dustin Robinson, former players for Coach Circasa who both teach in the Caldwell system and are on the varsity staff. First-year Caldwell head coach Josh Perkins. And both those young men will, be excellent coaches.
Yes, very fine. Really good to see them in the system and working with young gentlemen, at this capacity.
Unfortunately, their first taste of varsity football has not been real pleasant, thus far this year, and I'm afraid Caldwell, is going to struggle a lot as the year goes.
Ball on the ground.
I believe the quarterback Clark was able to get back on the ball. A loss of a couple yards. Of course, otherwise, while we're talking about it, Dan Caldwell, Chad Briggs is the head baseball coach and serves on the junior high football staff and on the basketball staff also. Of course, he's a Woodsfield graduate and son of our own coach, Chuck Briggs. And there are several other teachers in the Caldwell system with Monroe County ties. Probably too numerous to get into. 2nd and 12. Clark spinning right, wants to throw.
A lot of trouble.
Seaford in pursuit. Not able to game. This will now be Schauber who will run him down. But
really got a lot more back out of that than I thought.
A nice job by the quarterback Clark. He's going to get it to 2 yards back. He lost. Get across. Back across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. So he's going to get a pickup of about 4 yards on that scramble. Bring up 3rd and 8 from the 27. But several times in the passing game, they've tried to kind of roll to the right. They're going to pitch to Dimmerling. No action.
Big trouble.
Wilson was there, forced him the other way. Now Dimmerling trying to stay on his feet, but there's a whole lot of weight shirts.
And a whole lot of wasted yardage.
And he's going to lose.
And we got a flag.
A late flag. So we'll hold on and see what happens here.
Usually not a good call down in this area.
The play will lose 10 yards. And a holding call against Caldwell. And undoubtedly will be declined. As Dimmerling tried to come to the left, Christopher Wilson, one of the Seminoles there, that forced him to go the other way. And then a lot of white shirts in pursuit. And I don't care how much speed you have,
you're not going anywhere. We're going to get this ball back in great position here as we're standing on about the 33-yard line, 34-yard line.
Sidwell
high,
and snap is over
through the end zone.
And a safety. Last year we saw the Seminoles defense record several safeties, probably more than I can remember seeing. And the first safety of the year as the snap sailed over the head of the punter, Sidwell. So with 4:47 remaining in the first period, the safety will now make the score Monroe Central 8, Caldwell nothing. Yeah, when you've struggled in the early going, it's just a case, I guess, of what's going to go wrong next from the Caldwell standpoint.
2 really bad breaks for them right there. The debunked play that lost lots of yardage, and then the penalty, and then the snap over the head of the kicker.
Well, now Sidwell will get to punt the ball from the 20-yard line with no snap from center and no rush. But Monroe Central gets 2 points. As the PA man, that should be a safety, even though the scoreboard has not put up the 2 points yet. Maybe the person across the way just now realizes that that is 2 points.
He was just enjoying the game.
But Sidwell will free kick it from the 20. So Monroe Central will, in fact, as you said, Dale, get good field possession,
yes.
But the 2 points being a bonus. Sidwell kicks
nice.
the line drive. Ishii at the 40. Across the 50.
Straight up the middle. Still on his feet.
Josh Ishii into Caldwell territory at the 32-yard line. Nearly 30 yards on the return.
Tremendous job. That
kind of lost him in that mass of people.
I did. I thought he was in the middle of those white shirts, and all of a sudden he came out on the other side.
So what we said was going to be good field position is turned into excellent field position. We'll see if the Seminoles will go with a pass here at the first drive, all on the ground. Ishii to the right. Wilson. Big hole. Lots of room. Lowers his shoulder. Gets near the 10-yard line. They're going to put him down at about the 12, a 20-yard pickup.
He came close to running over number 19, Robbie Clark. Only man standing between him and the goal line. It's hard to look at Christopher Wilson when you just stand and talk to him, that he's such a tough athlete. He's a very mild-mannered, small-framed young man.
But what an excellent job he did
What a
Thursday
job.
night on Coach's
Oh,
show.
he's back up the middle, cutting, slashing, and he's within the 3-yard line, possibly 2-yard line. Putting it down at the 4, I believe.
But as I said before, the different young men, that are our guests with Lance and Coach on Thursday night, they're nervous, but I thought Chris did an exceptional job last night. Did not appear nervous at all. They'll give it to.
We had a blown
second
play
back.
there, I believe.
Fakes with the fullback Gordon and gives the first carry of the night to Ishii, I believe, and he'll lose a yard.
Behind the pole. Directly behind the pole, she said, so we're glad that wasn't a good play.
We'll get a whistle and a stoppage of play. And Monroe Central, I believe, will spend a time. No, Caldwell will spend the timeout. It is third down and about 5 with the ball on the 6-yard line. Seminoles can't get a first down inside the 2.
Well, Coach, we're back with 3:10, 8-0. Seminoles on top. I'll tell you what, the battle of the bands is really going to get us.
And we're real close to that Caldwell band. Toss to Wilson.
Cut
Cuts
back.
and gets the
Touchdown.
end zone. Christopher Wilson. That coming with 3:04 left in the first quarter. So this one has developed just pretty much the way that you expected it. Or I should say hoped it.
And more reason, if you have an injured player who is going to be very valuable to you the rest of the year, there's no reason to put him in the ball games that you're going to have your second and third string in late in the game. Let him sit.
Well, Joris's kick,
much better looking kick.
Right through. So with 3:04 remaining in the first period, Seminoles on top 15-0. Well, we've got a moment, Dale. Let's make mention here of the people out there watching about the Monroe Central Ladies Seminole volleyball team. Off to an excellent start this year at 6-2 under their head coach Troy Baker. Members of that varsity squad include Erica Christie, Samantha Doherty, Angie Davis, Leanne Friday, Cody Baker, Anna Blair, Ashley Kuhn, Dana Potts, Carrie Young, Katie Shoemaker, Renee Shreve, and Adrian Thomas. They suffered a tough loss earlier this week to Fort Fry, but their next game on Tuesday at home at the Skyview Elementary Gym will be against Fort Fry. And what a tremendous crowd they had out there on Thursday night against Bellsville, and an enjoyable evening. A very fine group of young ladies, and Coach Baker does a tremendous job.
Sounds like a very nice group of young ladies, a group that I'm still kind of familiar with, and it's really neat to see them doing well.
But they are 6-2 on the season. This will be Demmerling. He'll bobble the ball, get it back to the 20. Zigzag his way up to about the 27-yard line. Again, good Monroe Central kick coverage. A lot of times when a return man will bobble the ball, that just kind of throws everything off, and a lot of times you see some real good returns. But overall, the Monroe Central kickoff coverage has been very, very good this year. Caldwell's third possession. They'll give to Reed. Number 44 is Adam Reed, a 5'8", 185-pound junior. He'll get about 5 yards to the 31-yard line.
Schaber, along with several other white-shirted like Miller was in on that. Missed handoff, I believe. Don't know exactly what that was, whether that was intentionally or he missed the handoff.
Either a missed handoff or a keeper. It looked like it may have initially looked like a little bit like an option, but
yeah, I thought at first it was going to be a pitch to the
39-yard line.
Going to bring up another big third down play here. 150.
A big gain by Reed. He's
Lost
in
the
running
room.
Run down from behind by Aaron Cease. About 34 yards by Adam Reed.
Straight up the gut.
Well, you know, Thursday night, you know, Coach Sacosta made mention of the fact that Caldwell probably had the two best running backs that the Seminoles had faced all year in Demmerling and Reed. They'll give it to Reed again.
Nothing there, loss of 2.
T.J. Stevens come through a gap and had the ankles, and this time Reed will lose about a yard.
Well, they mark it right at the line, but nonetheless, it's going to be second down.
But when the opponent's offense has a big gain against you, you like to be able to come back and stuff the next play and not let them put two big gainers together. Because even though it's 15-0 and we're in the last minute of the first quarter, you really don't want Caldwell to take it down and get in the end zone and then all of a sudden think that they can move the ball on you. 3 receivers to the right side, a single back behind Clark. He will look to the right, wants to throw. Goes downfield, intercepted.
Lots of running room down the
sideline and lots of running room.
I believe this is all over.
Brown, and he is going to be in the end zone somewhere in the neighborhood of 80 yards. Interception return for Eric Brown.
Eric Brown again with a big play, giving the fans lots to talk about.
Eric may have been a little jealous the last couple weeks. His younger brother Aaron had been in the end zone a couple times, so there's a good opportunity for Eric. And it's somewhere in the neighborhood of the 20-yard line, up the sideline, and showed the good speed that he had. 80 yards and a touchdown. We're going to get a whistle.
We got a flag in the back.
And another penalty on Caldwell. This for an illegal substitution or too many men on the field. They had 12 on the field. So move it a step closer. Joris has kicked.
This is a nice one
Plenty
also.
to spare. So 24.1 seconds remaining in the first period. Monroe Central has had it all their way, and they lead 22-0. Yeah, I'm sure, this is a week that you thought that things could possibly go this way, because last couple weeks were a little bit unexpected. And some of those JV kids who have gotten to see a little more action than anticipated on Friday night are probably thinking, boy, this is more than the fourth quarter. We might get the whole second half.
And deservedly so. Some of them have been doing a really nice job.
We might mention that the JV team got their first win this past Monday night with a 27-0 win over River. And they will be at home on this Monday, barring any schedule changes, against Caldwell. And that game will start in the neighborhood of 5 o'clock or soon thereafter at Monroe Memorial Park. And some of those future Seminoles, you get a chance there to show their wares and just, and show that the future is very bright for the Monroe Central Seminoles. Stevens, kick. Demmerling on the 15. Cease. Aaron Cease.
What a monster.
This goes down there basically recklessly, and it looks like out of control, but, you know, being that first guy down, either make the tackle or break up that wedge.
Either way, he makes it fun to watch.
Very, very good job. And then once again, you know, the tackle made prior to the 30-yard line at about the 28. And I feel in high school ball, anytime you can cover a kickoff and hold a team inside the 30, you have done a very good job. They'll go back to the middle. I believe this is Reed again. And that will be the final play of the first quarter, as he'll gain a couple of yards. So we've played one period from Caldwell, and the score, Monroe Central 22, Caldwell nothing.
From a deck to a complete house, Woodsfield True Value has the lumber and building materials for complex.
The quarterback will just barely get the handoff made to Reed. Schauber, I believe, had a hit on the quarterback, but he was able to get the ball to his running back, Reed, and get across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Pick up of a couple. Third down and about 6. I think the big interception return may have just kind of taken the wind out of whatever had been developed there by Caldwell. He had made a couple of nice runs. Clark will roll to the right, wants to throw again, try to get the ball to Reed, be hit very hard as he tried to throw the ball by Dan Miller, I believe. Yes, it was a defensive end, Miller. Now bring up fourth down and a punting situation. Also not too bad by the Seminoles, so you can have 2 offensive possessions and have 22 points on the board. Getting a safety on a bad punt snap, that's points for the defense and the interception return. Brown and Ishii at about their own 45. Sidwell to punt. Very high. Ishii will try a fair catch and go to the ground at about the 45-yard line. So, but again, very good field position for Monroe Central on what will be only their 3rd offensive possession. The first 2 have resulted in scores. Seminole touchdowns thus far by Gabe Gordon, Chris Wilson, and Eric Brown. And a pair of kicks by Michael Joris. Seminoles have yet to go up top. All those visions about all these passing records the last couple of weeks may go out the window. We will see the first pass. Well, Joris will now run the ball. Gets out near midfield. Someone got hold of the jersey there.
A lot of running around for very little forward yardage.
They'll put him down near the 49-yard line. Pickup of about 4. So we still have not seen that first pass. And I'll be honest with you, Dale, I wouldn't look to see a whole lot of times in the air. Now, here in the first half, I probably will see some balls up top as George is in the shotgun. And will throw. Quick out to Ishii.
Nice 5-step first down, plus 4, 5. 11-yard pickup, 10 yards.
Nice gain, 10, maybe closer to 12 yards. First pass and first completion. So just inside the 40, call it the 39-yard line. Seminoles moving once again. George wants to throw. A scramble out of the pocket. And he'll take a sack back at the 49-yard line. Loss of 10. That's one that you'd like to get rid of. The ball is over here on the track somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah. But Michael's going to try to make that play. Kind of looks like maybe this possession, Coach Acosta was going to work out the passing game.
And now he may have to.
All three plays have been called passes, but now on second down and about 20, I think the passing game will definitely have to come forward. Some movement, no flag. We'll get Wilson motion, a little bit high snap. George wants to run again. Now he's going to go across the middle, incomplete. He pulled up and tried to hit Ishii at about the 35-yard line. Ball a little throw, a little low and off his hands. 3rd and 20.
Right idea, and Ishii was momentarily open.
Well, George bought himself some extra time, able to step up in the pocket and deliver the ball, just not able to make connections. So now 3rd and 20, the ball just inside the 50-yard line. George under center will drop back. Screen pass, Gordon. Running room and blockers. He'll be back past the original line of scrimmage near the 35. This will bring up 4th and about 5 or 6. But the pass, about 14 yards on the pass to Gordon on the screen. They'll put the ball down at the just shy of the 35. Seminoles need to the 29-yard line. So it's going to be 4th and about 6. Dan Miller checking out. Ishii, Yoho, and Wilson trips to the left. Delivers it to Ishii. Complete, first down.
Flooded the zone there with Ishii and Yoho, and Ishii getting the ball, stepping up, first down.
And a nice thrown ball. But another first down. As I said earlier, it looks like maybe the Seminoles going to, on this possession, work on the passing game and then probably put that on the shelf for another week.
It looked like there they were going to stall and have to turn the ball over, but a couple of nice plays. Still 8 minutes remaining in the half.
But an excellent screen pass and run by Gordon and a nice thrown ball there. Out of the shotgun, now Gordon.
Gordon still on his feet.
Inside the 20.
First down.
Near another first down.
Well, I shouldn't have said that. Close to first down. Depending on the spot.
Looks like they'll put him down back about the 17 or 18-yard line. About 9 yards by Gordon. But a good run there. You go to that shotgun and wide formation, similar to what you've been throwing out of, and get the defense loosened up a little bit, and then hand it on that inside handoff to the running back. Now back to the conventional wishbone, and back on the ground. Second
man through, and
that
he
is Brown. Eric Brown finds it a little tougher than he did after the interception going up the sideline. Back right near the line of scrimmage, 3rd and a yard. Third down and a yard. Clock running, 6:45 remaining in the first period. Or in the first half, I should say. Dive play, Christopher Wilson behind Seifert and Shoemaker, and he should have that first down at about the 14-yard line. Another very strong first half by Christopher Wilson, over 80 yards. Ball at the 14, George wants to throw. Swing pass, Gordon. Complete to the 10. Down near the 5.
First down, I believe. Yeah, it's the second time I've screwed that up. It's not a first down. 9-yard pickup. Right behind the pole. Back up.
Well, Michael George likes what he sees out of his two sophomores here, as Ishii and Gordon both with a couple receptions for over 20 yards on this drive. Second down and less than a yard, ball at about the 5.
That was a beautiful play, though.
Just
Right
a little
behind the
swing
pole.
out of there. Yeah, I'm not sure if we saw it, but
Here we go, coming this side.
oh,
Caught from behind.
on the carry, trying to get to the outside, but just tripped up from behind, I think, number 54. And they say Evan Yoss, which would be number 27. And right back to the line of scrimmage. Once again, Dale, we see Coach giving a lot of carries to some different people. Your first carry of the night for Cease. 6 different ball carriers here in the first half. And looked like Aaron was going to be able to get around that corner, but was just tripped up. 3rd and a yard. Joris is hitting the backfield, but able to get the ball to Wilson, and he's going to get forward for the first down. He's inside the 3. My eyes aren't what they used to be, Dale. It's a little hard to see, but it looks like about the 2-yard line.
My eyes aren't that good either. Baseball field really looks good tonight.
But another first down. And they say at the 2, first down, goal from the 2. Joris will toss to Wilson. He'll cut back and get in the end zone for another Seminole score.
He makes it look so easy.
Christopher Wilson's 2nd score of the night.
I guess that means there's good blocking on that side of the line. You know, he's going in untouched.
Joris will be on for another attempt. Michael Joris 2 out of 3. Snap is good, kick is down, line drive right through. 4 minutes, 38 seconds remaining in period number 2. Seminoles 29, Caldwell nothing.
Well, I think it's fair to say it's been all no Seminole night.
Well, we've got a chance here then before we start losing our crowd. The second half, we'll make one more public service announcement. Next week at home will be homecoming for the Seminoles. Those activities will start on Thursday night with a bonfire at the field at about 8 o'clock, and at that time, the King will be named. Then there'll be a parade Friday out to the field, and of course at halftime, the Queen will be named. Those King candidates are Eric Brown, Chad Hiles, Darren Rader, Travis Schwaben, Aaron Cease, and Randall Seifert. Queen candidates are Erica Christie, Samantha Doherty, Lindsay Gordon, Jody Morrison, Carly Nippert, Stephanie Weekley. And the members of the Queen's Court, 9th grade attendant is Megan Schwaben, 10th grade Kayla Ward, 11th grade Allison Shoemaker. So always look forward to homecoming activities and keep the fingers crossed that the weather on Thursday night and Friday will be nice and not have to worry about the raindrops. You know, a lot of classes and organizations putting in a lot of time this upcoming week for floats to be involved in the parade. And it's always nice to see the parade beforehand and everything that goes on. T.J. Stevens' kick will come to Yoss, who will bobble it at the 11-yard line. Across the 20, tries to get the other way, gives ground, and probably will have a hard time getting back to the 20. Evan Yoss, and once again, there's how many tackles tonight, Dale, right behind that pole?
Yes.
Every time we've been over here, I think you get half the games as played right behind the 2 poles of this grandstand.
I'm not complaining. It's real clear on the other side, but I don't like shooting from there. You're either up in the crow's nest or you're hiding behind the sign.
Well, the fact that the weather is quite a bit cooler tonight than it has been, a little bit of air, which has kind of died down as I look at the flag.
Really,
You know, but if it's going to be a bad weather night, you want it to be a Caldwell with the roof and the built-in and around you. So, you know, you wouldn't have to worry about the weather as far as a fan, but really an ideal night to play football for the players on the field.
straight up the middle.
Reed gets another pretty nice gain, starting from the 19. He'll be out to about the 25-yard line.
We hear that name, Nate Schauber, mentioned a lot on the defensive end of the ball.
I think you really cannot say enough about the effort that's been put forth in 3 weeks by the Seminole defense, and the credit goes to much of the credit goes to defensive coordinator David Sherman, and then the other assistants there, Coach Pat Singleton and others, have put together an excellent game plan defensively and have just bottled up a lot of people. They say Ryan Demmerling will be number 33, but I see Sam Miller and Randall Seifert up off that pile after a very short game. The concern was for Demmerling coming in, but here in the early going, Demmerling, number 33, is -1 yard rushing. It's been pretty effective carries by the other back, number 44, Reed, who's up around the 60-yard mark. This will be the quarterback Clark, very near a first down. That was an option, and the quarterback keeps it. Fourth down, and not even close enough for the measurement. Couple yards on that carry. We'll see how much of a gambler Coach Josh Perkins is.
2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this half. I believe they are going to measure.
I think that very possibly the Caldwell staff has asked for a measurement just to kind of see how much. You're down already 29-0, 2:39 remaining before halftime. You're on your own 29-yard line. I mean, do you gamble here and take a chance of going in halftime down 36-0, or do you kick it away and it's going to be 29-0? 6-1, half knows the other.
Yeah. I'm a bit of a gambler. I would think you'd have to go for it here. If you get a score and could put points on the board, it'd be a big boost going in.
Well, Caldwell team very demoralized. Like I said, every game they've given up over 40 points, and I think the most they've scored is 12. And losing to.
Evidently, they're a very young ball team. I haven't looked at the roster exactly, but
they lost last week to Barnesville. Week before that, they lost to Buckeye Trail. And it escapes me at the moment who their first game was against. So I'll have to look that up. They will line up at this air, and quarterback Clark under center, and go for it on fourth down. Surge ahead, and I believe
they have it. A lot of activity for a simple straight up the middle play.
Just the third first down, and that first opponent of Caldwell's was West Muskingum. I had to look that up and see.
Well, they played some reputable teams there. Barnesville will be a good team. Buckeye Trail not that bad.
Yes, Barnesville, as we're going to see in a few weeks, I think will be a very nice team. When we make that trip to Barnesville in week 8, I would look for Barnesville to be at least 5-2, if not 6-1. So it is a first down for Caldwell, less than 2 minutes. They'll give the ball to Reed.
He's met at the line of scrimmage.
One real good run for Reed. That's really about it. We see Tyler Shoemaker and Sam Miller.
Sam Miller, yeah.
Now I'd say that Caldwell may not get too fancy. They kept possession of the ball, which probably was their main goal, because they didn't want to give it back to Monroe Central, give them a chance. So they're, maybe not going to do a whole lot here. It's 1:20 with a running clock. They'll give the ball to Demmerling, I believe. With that defensive front, Schauber, Stevens, Seifert.
Whole host of white jerseys.
A lot of white-shirted Seminoles right there.
They do go to the ball well.
One thing I like about this Monroe Central team, I feel like, is they play with so much more enthusiasm and energy. And of course, in the first 3 weeks, they've had a lot of reason to show a lot of enthusiasm.
It's easy to keep your energy and your enthusiasm up when you're winning, and so we just need them to keep winning.
The going's going to get a little tougher here coming up the next few weeks than what it is tonight. There's Reed. He'll be hitting the backfield. I think that was Stevens. He's going to hit him back at the 30-yard line. He'll lose 3 yards, and that was probably going to take us to halftime.
Yeah, only 13, 12, 10 seconds left in this half.
A very quick first half. As we're well under an hour, and I think the clock is going to run out. Caldwell is not even going to try to get off another play, and we are at halftime. Totally dominated thus far by Monroe Central. This score, Monroe Central 29, Caldwell nothing. We'll take a short timeout and come back in the halftime program of the Monroe Central Marching Knolls.
football team works together, helping each other to do their best.
A good insurance company works together too, showing you the best coverage for you and your...
Monroe Central, 155 yards of offense. Christopher Wilson, 87 yards rushing. Michael George, 44 yards passing. Caldwell, 71 yards of total offense. But what those stats don't show is the 81-yard kickoff return by Eric Brown for a touchdown. You know, there in the waning moments of period number 1. Gabe Gordon with a 1-yard run. Monroe Central safety on a bad punt snap by Caldwell. Chris Wilson, a 6-yard run. The Eric Brown 81-yard interception return for a touchdown, and then a Wilson 2-yard run. Add in 3 Michael George kicks, and I believe that adds up to 29-0 as period number 3 ready to go. Sidwell, kick, it's short, taken by one of the up backs about the 25-yard line. Gordon, I believe, he's going to be near the 40-yard line. And barring some unusual circumstances, I think you can look for the Seminoles' first group here. You know, a couple possessions here in the third quarter, or, you know, probably most of the third quarter. And then with some of the younger kids that haven't had a lot of chance here early in games, but have had some opportunities with a couple of fourth quarters this year, we'll probably get the fourth quarter, if not a little bit more tonight. Ball just shy of the 40-yard line. We see Brown in motion. Wilson, a good 5 yards on first down. Andy likes to talk about that positive yardage on first down, and we've seen that several times tonight. If you're sitting at home watching the game, that might lead to the question is, where is Andy or Lance? 5 yards by Wilson, 2nd and 5. This is Gordon, first down. Give Gordon 7 yards into Caldwell territory at the 48-yard line. First down, Monroe Central. I believe last week the score at halftime was 28-0, so the Seminoles have increased that by 1 here this week. Aaron Cease, the ball carrier. He'll get a couple of yards. I'll give him a yard to the 47. And as we've said many times before, you know, made some opportunities here with the score of this game to give some people that don't get a lot of carries, and you know, and mainly talking about your 2 senior backs, and Aaron Cease and Eric Brown, a chance to carry the ball a couple of 3 times here in this third quarter. But this will be, this is Gordon, and Gabe Gordon, he'll have another first down. About 14 yards for Gordon. We talked there different times, you know, about Gordon trying to learn to run like a fullback, and there it looked like he was back to that old halfback style there for big yardage. The ball at the 33-yard line now in Caldwell territory. Joris wants to go up top. He's going to go deep. Home run ball, incomplete. Double coverage on the wide out. I believe that is Ishii, incomplete. Ball pretty well thrown, but well defended by Caldwell, as they had a couple of people back there, Clark and Demmerling, I believe. Bring up 2nd and 10. George will give to Wilson. He'll be down near the 30-yard line. And finally, the whistles blow to stop this play. 3-yard pickup. And they will mark the ball right at the 30-yard line, 3rd down and about 7. We've played about 2.5 minutes of the 3rd quarter. Sam Miller checks out. George in the shotgun. A lot of wide receivers. He goes to the short side of the field. Tried to get Ishii. A little bit of pressure. George hit as he throws the ball. Ishii tried to step back and not able to do that. He may have slipped down a little bit. 0 for 2 passing here the second half for the Seminoles. And 4th down and 6. I believe Monroe Central may have only had the ball 3 times the first half and scored every possession, but now 4th down and 6. Monroe Central will spend a timeout as they'd like to get, one more score on the board here in the 3rd quarter. There are 9 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in period number 3, and it's still, as it was at halftime, 29-0 Monroe Central.
Well, now we're back. Yes. Yeah, I tried to get to the information there. We have an all-points bulletin out for Lance and Andy. Although, I don't want to be the one to try to bring Andy in.
So in this 4th and 6th play, Monroe Central, George under center, drops, wants to throw. Steps away, going deep for the end zone. That ball is caught and able to hold the ball was, I believe it's Chris Yoho. Great effort. Looked like he had the ball for a moment, but when he hit the ground, the ball came loose. So, good effort there by Yoho. But for the first time tonight, Caldwell's defense has made a stop. Well, that was very nearly just a spectacular play.
Yes. Spectacular effort. We had 2 guys in the same area. I don't know whether they flooded that area or somebody ran a wrong route, but looked like either one of them could have got to the ball.
Well, I'm not sure if that would have even quite been worthy of play of the week or not there, considering the long interception return by Eric Brown. I think that would be a front runner.
Yeah. We may have that one tied up. So that would have been a beauty.
So Caldwell's made a change at quarterback, and Derek Sidwell was there, and something didn't go right.
Yeah. I think they missed a handoff someplace, whether it was supposed to go to the first man through, but quarterback found himself all alone with Mr. Cease on his back.
But quarterback or running back one went the wrong way, and a tough first play for a new quarterback. Derek Sidwell's, a pretty good athlete, here at Caldwell. And I think maybe the coaching staff is looking for a way to get the ball in his hands. Which is a wide receiver. He's not been able to touch the ball yet tonight. And
first Clark through.
Yeah, Clark is back at quarterback. So just good for one play there. A short pickup by Reed, I believe, is the ball carrier. He'll get a couple at the 27-yard line. Let's call it 3rd and 13 now, as this Caldwell offense has been unable to get untracked at all. Really one play early in the game as Reed had about a 35-yard run early as the only real good play that Caldwell's been able to go with. Clark wants to throw, flips it for Reed. It's complete. A short pickup. He's well short of the first down.
Nice catch, though. That ball was tipped, I believe. But able to come down with it. As you said, that's still 4th down and a long 12. No, 8. I haven't been right one. Andy, where are you?
So this will put Sidwell in punt formation for Caldwell. And again, pretty good field position upcoming from Monroe Central with Ishii and Brown deep. And this is a good snap. And a real nice kick. It's probably the best offensive weapon And Brown opts for a fair catch back at the 35-yard line. And you might say why, but a lot of times at this point in the game, that's direct orders from the sideline to fair catch all punts. I'm not sure if that order has went out at this stage of the game or not, but Eric chooses the fair catch back at the 35, caught the 36-yard line. Monroe Central will take over on their second possession. We see a few different people starting to filter in. Number 72, Sean 80, will be the tackle on the left side, as he's going to get a little bit of time here after filling in quite admirably during weeks 1 and 2. This is Gordon running room outside, and this is a fullback. He's touched back.
Yeah, that's a halfback.
This is no fullback. Gabe Gordon is going to go 64 yards, touchdown, and I think Gabe is going to draw 15 yards for his ball into the end zone for no real reason. But the touchdown, I think, will count. And that's probably, by my count, will give Gabe Gordon his first career 100-yard rushing game. 64 yards and a touchdown. I think Coach Sarcosta kind of wanting to know what the penalty's for. We're going to see what kind of leg Michael Joris has here on this, because that's going to be assessed on the extra point. So that dive into the end zone for no reason, according to the officials. Coach Sarcosta, 35-0 or not, wants an explanation. And as usual, the guy that made the calls on the far side of the field, and you're not going to get an explanation.
And he's not coming too close.
It'd be interesting to look at that on the film. I didn't really see anything. After a 64-yard run, he's probably just a little tired. But
I thought he tripped.
But this 35-yard extra point now is the ball back to the 18. So Michael Joris hasn't had a chance to try a field goal yet. So this is the next best thing, I guess.
Yes.
So we'll see. Michael's been line drive most of the night, been good 3 out of 4 times. Snaps a little bit high, kicks down. It's a line drive and be wide right, I believe. Yes, wide right.
He did have enough length, though.
So we missed 2 kicks, but that kind of, we get that safety, get those 2 points back. So, 5 Monroe Central touchdowns at 6 minutes, 41 seconds left in the third period. Monroe Central leading 35-0. I guess, Dale, it's probably a little bit hard, to be upset, with Gordon after that, for that. It's something, we've seen Adam Conrad do a couple times this year.
Yes.
Dive in the end zone, but, that was to get away from people. So I guess the official, nearest, felt like that was unnecessary.
Maybe he felt with the score being 35, well, it wasn't then, but, being so widespread, it wasn't appropriate, but...
kind of picky, but I believe also that is Monroe Central's first penalty of the night, and Caldwell has been penalized just 2 times, I believe. So, the flags have been in the pocket, so maybe you don't get paid unless you throw the flag. But, that's a little better than the first drive of the third quarter, which bogged down. So Seminoles back good shape there. Kickoff short, and going to bounce and go out of bounds. Stevens kicking off, after doing a pretty good job on the other kicks. That one's not real good, but goes out of bounds. We'll see what Caldwell chooses to do. They have the options of penalizing Monroe Central 5 yards and re-kicking, or taking the ball where it goes out of bounds, which would not be a choice since it's back about the 15-yard line, or put it in play at the 35. So we're waiting for a signal and a decision, and I believe that decision has been Caldwell will take the ball at the 35-yard line, which is the decision that usually will be made, I think, by most teams. Of course, earlier this year, I think we saw one, it might have been Shadyside game, and Shadyside chose for a re-kick. And sometimes if you feel you have a couple real good return people, you might choose to do that. But, Caldwell just going to put the ball in play at the 35-yard line. and probably in this case that is the best move. Clark will try to run the option and keep. Somebody had a hold of the ball and tried to strip it out of his hands. Clark will be brought down after a short gain. That may have been Shoemaker that tried to take it out of his hands. Clark doing a good job holding on to the ball. Two-yard pickup by Clark. And looks like the quarterback, Clark, may have taken a hit there on that. Not sure really what happened there. He's been hit hard, pretty hard a couple of times tonight, so he's going out with an injury. And you hate to see this happen at any time, but especially in a 35-0 game, you hate to see any type of injuries. He has walked to the sideline with some of the Caldwell staff. So this will probably put Sidwell back under center. Caldwell a little late getting a play in. Clock now running. Should be running. Now we're going to get a stoppage of play here. Caldwell was going to time out. Probably feeling a delayed game penalty was coming, and when the yardage has been tough to come by, you hate to back up 5 because of a delayed game penalty. So 5:55 remaining in the third period. Monroe Central leading 35-0. All right, after that Caldwell timeout, their new quarterback is Sidwell, number 13. He'll drop, roll out, try to throw. He'll throw a ball downfield, incomplete. Gordon, the defender. Yoss, the intended receiver, but incomplete. Well, from baseball season, Dale, I can tell you, I know that Sidwell has a strong arm, on Coach Briggs's baseball team down there, which, won, I think, Caldwell's first ever sectional championship last spring. Sidwell was one of the top pitchers on that team. And he has a strong arm, and he showed it there, but just overthrown, a little long. Pretty good coverage by Gordon. 3rd and 9. Fake. He's going to try to throw again. And
in trouble.
Try to get away. He's going to have a man. Incomplete. Joey Shaw, number 46, had the ball hit him right in the chest. Yeah, but that scramble, I'm not sure his shot was ready, and maybe that strong arm was worked against him. Maybe that ball was thrown pretty hard and may have gotten on top of the receiver a little quicker than what he anticipated.
Nonetheless, it's going to bring up the 4th down, and we're going to get this ball back, 5:45.
Derek Sidwell, who has gotten off a couple real nice punts tonight, will get another chance. And this snap is good. And the high kick, this will be Ishii at the 35. Gives the middle ground, it's behind a wall, but it'll come back. There's nice return by Josh Ishii, but unfortunately, most of this is not going to count. As there's a flag back near the 40-yard line.
Too obvious.
This undoubtedly will be a blocking foul, probably a clip. And it's going to cost Monroe Central another 15-yard step-off. And, I'll be honest here, as I watch the ball, a lot of times I don't see the blocking action back behind. But
that one was right at the ball side.
And I think, probably the fact that clip probably helped Josh get around the corner and get that nice return. So that's going to back the Seminoles up to about the 25-yard line for their next possession. 5:30 remaining in the third quarter. Seminoles to the line, and good chance we not see too much more throwing tonight, but by the time you say that, something usually happens. This is Wilson.
Second man,
He's going to get a couple. Christopher Wilson very near the 100-yard mark also. Looking like an excellent chance the Seminoles will have 2 running backs over 100 yards tonight. I have Wilson for 97 yards as he'll check out for a breather.
Aaron Brown in. See if we get his weekly run.
George fumbles the snap and now gives to Brown. Tries to get outside. Looks like Clark was back in for the Caldwell Redskins and makes the tackle. But the timing thrown off of that as the snap was fumbled. Looks like Eric back to about the line of scrimmage. Called 3rd and 8. So that was Aaron Brown, number 30. You see some more changes now as Gabe Gordon is checked out. Cease at fullback. Brown for Wilson at the tailback. George Wilson, in fact, tried to throw. Goes across the middle. Ishii. Shoestring grab. Complete.
Nice catch, Ishii.
About 15 yards for Ishii. That's a real nice catch, Dale. That ball was low, below the knees, down by the ankles. Ishii going down, making that play.
Excellent idea, just kind of thrown low, but Ishii picking it out of the dirt.
Eric Brown checking out. Chris Yoho in.
Cease bounces it offline,
Stays on his feet, trying to get outside. Still on his feet. Good individual effort by Cease, getting out of bounds and making some positive yardage out of what started out to be no yardage or probably a loss. And probably about 5, maybe closer to 6 yards by Cease.
Start of that play looked like he's going to be caught right at the line and put down.
With the extra effort, Aaron comes up limping a little bit there as he goes to the sideline. As he was hit over near the sideline, I don't know if he might have gotten tangled in the chains or anything over at the side or not, but he will check out.
Kenny Robinson in, along with Gabe Gordon.
Aaron Brown, right side. Oh. Shoestring tackle by number 33, Demmerling.
Nice job by Demmerling.
Aaron Brown will lose a yard.
A very nice defensive job by 33.
3rd down and 5.
It looked like Aaron had a chance to hit that corner, pick up some yardage, but nothing doing.
3rd and long. Clock running now at 2:20 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Ishii checking back in.
If a passing play could be the last passing play of the game for George. He's going
long.
Home run ball. Going for Ishii. Incomplete. Good coverage by Evan Yoss. George going for the downs. Unable to make connection on good pass coverage. Ishii, the intended receiver. And I believe that will be our first punt by Gabe Gordon of the night. That ball was, Michael would have been about the 40-yard line, I believe, Dale, when he threw that ball, and it landed down at about the 10 and kind of off the move, coming to his left and threw it 50 yards in the air. So if anybody didn't believe that Michael had a strong arm, that's pretty impressive. Some pressure, line drive kick's going to hit and roll. It's going to be very effective as it's going to go out of bounds inside the 20. Near the 17-yard line, I believe. So, it didn't look real pretty, but very effective punt by Gordon.
Well, I don't believe it was a returnable punt.
We'll get a couple changes again defensively. Looks like John Michael Spielman will get some time at defensive end. Christopher Wilson also checking out. Dan Miller checking out. And see for sure who some of the new people are. And there, Tyler Shoemaker is a linebacker. Clark is back in the game. Demmerling on the toss. Short game. He'll get maybe a yard. Sam Miller is in now, who's not played a lot defensively. He's been out and in. He's now teams with Shoemaker at the linebacker spot. 4-man front. They'll give it to Reed. Gets back across the 20. He's going to be near the 23-yard line. About 5 yards by Reed. Looks like Sam Miller may have had a part of that tackle. T.J. Stevens now checking out. Less than 40 seconds now remaining in the third quarter. Clark wants to throw. High, intended for Reed, I believe, maybe shot. Incomplete. Stopping the clock with 26 seconds remaining in the quarter. And that will force a punting situation by Caldwell. After a pretty hectic first quarter, things have slowed down quite a bit. It was 22-0 Monroe Central after one period. It is now 35-0. Sidwell to kick. High kick, not real deep, forcing Ishii to fair catch the ball, and there was a fair catch, but and there also is a penalty flag because Ishii, as he caught the ball, was hit by number 14, Daniel Bender, who must not have seen the fair catch call. And this will cost Caldwell, we believe, some yardage for a hit after a fair catch. We'll get the signal, and it is a personal foul against Caldwell. And just be glad it wasn't a harder hit. Yes. Now sometimes the kids back, they decide a little late, and that signal's maybe a little bit weak, but it looks like Josh did make the fair catch signal. Second unit.
Going to put the Noles in tremendous field position here, though.
And this is a good opportunity. Good opportunity, Dale, for the second group to go in now, as they'll be moved down after that penalty to the 38-yard line of Caldwell, and to run some plays here and to get on the field here for one play of the third quarter. Sean Joyce will hand off. Short gain. Ryan Ferguson, I believe, is the ball carrier. He'll get a yard, and that will take us to the end of the third quarter. At the end of 3 periods, Monroe Central 35, Caldwell nothing.
Doctors Everett Giro and Bob Paul.
Period number 4. A second offensive unit on for the Seminoles. Notice here, Dale, is the first unit come out and are sitting down here on the bench, to kind of together. I see Adam Conrad kind of sneaks up with the second group. Maybe he's still trying to go sneak his way into this game. Pitch a little high, but Aaron Brown is able to hold on to it and get across the 35 to about the 34. They'll put him down right on the 35. A couple yards for Aaron. This will be a little hard for Adam to check into the game since when they come back at halftime, he doesn't have his shoulder pad.
Yeah.
But Adam
it's hard on a young man not to go in when he wants to play. He's very good at it. But it's best for him and the team if he stays out this week and comes back strong next. And hopefully the rest of the year. This one's going nowhere.
No gain. Ball carrier was looking for numbers as they get up. That is Aaron Brown once again, no gain. As the first group comes back to punt, but as you say, and Adam, this week at school talked about, it feels a lot better. The hamstring that he pulled a little over a week ago, and it's a different hamstring than what he hurt this summer playing Legion baseball. But he felt a lot better. He's been undergoing some therapy with Patrick up at the rehab, and feels pretty good. And it's tough to stand out, but it's good to see some other kids doing a nice job. Gordon's punt is going to hit and roll and covered by a lot of people
About the
down near the 1 yard line. Good punt coverage. Randall Seifert looks like on the ball. And we're going to get a lot of first line people back in now defensively, as Caldwell still has most of their first group in on offense here with the ball at the 1 yard line. Very effective punt by Gordon, about 34 yards with no return. The other one was, a little better than 35 yards with no return, so very, very effective.
That certainly was a very effective kick and nice coverage. Second man
Give it to Reed. They'll get him out of a hole. Out past the 10.
Fishy.
Pickup of some 11 yards.
Nothing fancy there, just up the middle.
He gets Caldwell out of a hole, puts the ball at the 12. And that's an example there of why you don't go ahead and put your second group defensively in while the other team still has their first offense in. Against the second group, that may have went for a 99-yard touchdown run. So you wait a while here to balance things out. This play is stuffed. Short game. Reed once again gets another yard. Reed has been the workhorse for Caldwell tonight with over 70 yards and 14 carries. I think Andy made the comment last week, you hate to see a first group from Caldwell score on the North Central second group and cost you the shutout. There's a lot of pride in that.
Yeah. And it doesn't do you any good on either side. Very little gain off the right.
Demmerling has found it going tough out there tonight.
But as I started to say, it doesn't do anybody any good, defensively or offensively, for them to score against our second team. And, so they'll wait around.
But and that's one thing I thought last week. That in a 40, well at the time I think it was 35-0 to Coach Snively down at River. He went ahead and pulled his first group offense out. He could have kept those kids in and maybe scored a touchdown. But what's it accomplished? Maybe you get somebody hurt. Yeah. So at least for one more series, it's first group against first group. Handoff to Demmerling, I believe, and
I believe he's going to lose on that.
And this is very, very tough going tonight. They may be generous and give him back to the line of scrimmage. Demmerling's got a lot of speed, but it's a little hard to use that speed when you've got white jerseys wrapped around you before you even get to the line of scrimmage. And Demmerling now has carried the ball 8 times for a net of 2 yards. Less than 8.5 minutes remaining in this game. Sidwell, who's been the best weapon of the night for the Redskins in his punting, gets off another decent kick. And a little confusion between Brown and Issues. They'll let it hit the ground and roll dead at about the 40-yard line. And that's where the Seminoles will take over as Coach Greg Shoemaker sends his unit on the field, and quarterback is Sean Joyce. We've seen Aaron Brown, Ryan Ferguson. We see Kenny Robinson along the... A little hard to catch some of these numbers here as they run a lot of kids in and out here for this last 8 minutes of the game. Number 77 is Casey Ruckman. Number 76 is Curtis Merrick.
Remember that one from last week.
This is Aaron Brown. This time he'll get a little yardage inside the 35 to about the 33. We see number 42 going in is Justin Copley, a running back, replacing number 33, John Newhart. Second down and about 6. Hand off to Ferguson. Near the 30-yard line, pickup of about 3. Again, changing some personnel. Also probably seeing number 81, David Spielman, number 79, Chad Burkhart, number 78, Daniel Fankhauser, number 75, Trevor Hendershot, number 74, Ben Mott, number 71, Colin Hamilton, among the players that will be along that front line. Joyce is going to keep a lot of red shirts. That was a good play Monday night in the JV game, but it doesn't work real well tonight. Joyce will lose a yard and a punt. And Caldwell did have quite a few second line defenders in on that possession, as they'll put some first people back in on their punt return. I've said this before, Dale, but it's always amazing to me in these games like that with people on and off the field, how you can get 11 out there for a snap. Yeah, just, you may be seeing 4, 5, 6 guys change every play. Low snap.
Oh, nice pickup there.
Gordon's on the short hop. Pooch punts down. Ball's going to bounce out of bounds near the 6 or 7 yard line.
He did a nice job fielding that to get it off.
Another very nice job by Gordon. And now we'll see a lot of second line, a lot of white shirts in. Numbers will be a little easier to see on the white shirts that aren't dirtied up. Number 66 is Travis Jones. Number 74 is Mott. And this pole's right in the way, so it's hard to see all these people. Kenny Robinson, a late arrival on the field. We hope that's 11. Handoff, first back, short gain to the 10. Mott's one of the tacklers. We get some more changes. Other people in this JV team, we've seen Sean Joyce, number 10. Number 25, Ryan Ferguson. Number 30, Aaron Brown. 33, John Newhart. 42, Justin Copley. 53, Jason Dick. 60, Chris Jeffers. 61, Travis Williams. Another short gain. Also number 62, Gerald Piot. Number 63, Anthony Dixon. 66, Travis Jones. 68, Josh Bates. 71, Colin Hamilton. 72, Sean 80. 74, Ben Mott. 75, Trevor Hendershot. 76, Curtis Merrick. 77, Casey Ruckman. 78, Daniel Fankhauser. 79, Chad Burkhart. 81, David Spielman. And that may be everybody. Third down and about 7. Carried by Caldwell out to the 15-yard line. 4th and 2.
Fourth down here at 4-minute mark.
Punting situation now by JVs. Another bad snap and another safety. The JVs get on the scoreboard again with another safety on a bad snap. And at 3 minutes, 54 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, that's going to take the count to 37-0.
They're getting close to their average of, 40-something a game?
Seminoles have been over 40 the last 2 games, and I believe that's going to keep their average over 40 points. And of course, Caldwell giving up over 40 points a game in their first 3, and let's face it, Seminoles could easily have 40 points.
Yes.
But and never Coach Acosta, in all the years that I've been watching football, I've never really thought that he's put an extra touchdown on the board in a game, of this magnitude. Now 37-0. We'll get a free kick by Sidwell.
Newhart, Ferguson, and Brown will receive this.
High kick, not particularly deep. Couple of Seminoles there. Copley at about the 50-yard line gets to back to the 45 and will be thrown to the ground about that spot. And it's 3:46 remaining. Couple of gains here, and a first down or two here. The Seminoles may be able to take this one down now and count to another win and go to 4-0, returning home finally next week, second time this year. Homecoming game against the Fort Fry Cadets. Fort Fry 1 win and 2 losses coming in to tonight's game against Waterford. They've got a real nice quarterback named Matt Barton. Joris may have kept the ball on the fake inside.
I'm sure I can't tell from over there. That almost looked again like
No
there's some
gain.
confusion on the handoff. They say Brown, but I'm not sure of that.
Second down, 11. Again, Seminoles changing 3 people here, 2 linemen and 1 back. Clock running. In this situation, I think, not running fast enough. Look around here. I'll tell you what, Dale, not very many Monroe Central fans have left here tonight. They enjoy their football, and they're great fans. Up the middle, I believe, is Ferguson. He'll be back to the original line of scrimmage, plus maybe a yard to the 44-yard line. They'll put him down at the 45. Pick up of a couple. Third down and about, call it 9. About 2.5 minutes remaining. Second straight shutout. Looks like it's going to go on the board for the Seminoles. Sean Joris hands to his second back. The ball is fumbled. Caldwell. Looks like number 29, Lee Demmerling, a freshman, 5 foot and 90 pounds on that coverage. Not sure who the ball carrier was on that play. First turnover for the night for Monroe Central. And the defense has only forced the 1 turnover tonight, which has been a little bit unusual, but again, Caldwell's only thrown the ball about 8 times. Pitch back. The quarterback is number 23, I believe, Zach Hupp. Didn't see the ball carrier. Kenny Robinson on the tackle. Loss of a couple of yards back to the 42-yard line. .145. Clock is fortunately running. As we're about to take this one to the house. 37-0.
First back through.
Caldwell running back, number 34, Corey Archer. He gets back a couple yards of the loss, plus some. He's going to get about 5 yards. John Newhart on the tackle. Just hoping this situation, everybody's had a chance to get on the field now for the 3rd week in a row, and it's really, kind of not expected. Tonight maybe was expected a little bit more than what it was during the weeks 2 and 3 against Shadyside and River. Another couple yards. Less than a minute. 4th down now, about 5. Caldwell will line up in punt formation. Be a little tough to get a safety out of this one tonight. Now after 2 safeties on bad punts, the kick's away. Line drive. This is Aaron Brown. Breaks a couple tackles, still on his feet on the sideline. And nice return by Aaron Brown across the 40-yard line in Caldwell territory. He'll be driven out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. but a very good return by Aaron Brown. 18 seconds remaining. Time for one more snap. And the Seminoles will officially be 4-0 on this season. Sorry to say young season, but this is week 4. I guess the season's not young, as next week will mark the midway point. Joris under center. Sean will just take a step back and kneel on it, and that's going to do it. Before we cut out of here tonight, we wanted to announce that the special that Channel 7 was to air on tonight, which is Saturday, September 15th, on Monroe County, the third special that Dale and Joe put together, will not be seen tonight. It will be on next Saturday at 7:30 p.m. And this is due to the extended news coverage that'll go through the weekend that Channel 7 will stay with the network. So tonight, that special will not be on. And I hope you've had a chance to see the first two, and they're very interesting, and we'll look forward to seeing that one again next week. But that'll not be on tonight. That'll be on next Saturday night, barring any more extended news coverages. So that's going to take care of things.